Well, what we're looking at doing is simply to give effect to the fact that people in Scotland, people in Gibraltar, people in Northern Ireland, we haven't had a chance yet to speak directly with the leadership in Northern Ireland, but people in London have chosen to stay in the European Union, to stay in the single market. Now, it may be that there are different possibilities arising from that. There could be regions or nations or jurisdictions that continue to form part of the European Union or of the single market, whilst others do not. There could be varying degrees of membership. All of that sounds exceedingly complicated. But look, as I've said to people who have been challenging me on the subject in the United Kingdom when I've been talking to friends, it's clear that Gibraltar is able to do that because Gibraltar already has a different degree of membership than the United Kingdom as a whole. We don't have VAT, we don't have the Common Customs Union, so we don't have the agriculture aspects of the single market applying to Gibraltar. So it is possible to have different degrees of membership. Now, can you have different degrees of membership for a member state? Well, look, if you look at the United Kingdom, it has one type of regime applying to fisheries, another type of regime applying to agriculture, another type of regime applying to financial services, because the creation of the single market is not a simple thing. We didn't just say there is a single market. There is a single market with different rules applying to different commodities, to different types of services, etc. So creating complexity is not in any way going to be something that is new in terms of the EU.
So if we had to put it on a scale, what's the likelihood that we'll be able to retain the many benefits that we enjoy from our membership of the European Union?
I'm not a betting man. You know that I'm the person that never tells you what he thinks the result of the election is going to be. I wait until the morning after to decide what the reality is, and I act on the reality. I'll be acting to keep as many of the fundamentals as possible. My aim, therefore, because we have a 96% result, is to keep 100% of the fruits of our membership intact, to negotiate, work, and to use the legal resources available at our disposal to ensure that we do that. Look, as it plays out, people will know that I'm playing for Gibraltar for the retention of as many of the advantages that we have. I know I have a House of Assembly, a Parliament that fully supports us. We no longer call it the House of Assembly, a Parliament that fully supports us. We've been doing some of that work in London with the Deputy Chief Minister now, and continue to do that work with the Deputy Chief Minister, with all members of the House, with the Leader of the Opposition, and with the independent member. All of us are working together on this.
What level of consultation will we have when the UK sits down to negotiate a new deal with the EU?
Well, I was concerned to see that the Prime Minister said last week, or earlier this week, that Gibraltar would be consulted. But he earlier said that Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland would be fully involved. I raised this with the Minister for Europe, David Lidington, who's been a good friend for some time. He confirmed that actually we will be fully involved, just like the home nations of the United Kingdom. So we will be involved just as much as Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland will be involved. Of course, this is a decision for the UK and therefore for the UK Parliament, but our involvement will be a full involvement in the context of the considerations that are now being made centrally.